Here is the remainder of the introduction to the apps. In the last video, we wrapped up looking at the end of 13.2. Once again, as a recap, remember the total accumulated earnings upon which you no longer have to pay fed or state unemployment is $7,000. So what column 3 is 7,000 minus the balances in column 2. Once an employee reaches that $7,000 earnings maximum amount, you can, for the rest of that payroll, or I should say calendar year, you'll put zeros in all of the FUTA, federal unemployment tax columns. The earnings for the current pay period will be provided, or you will get that from your payroll register. You'll total that column and you'll figure 6.2% for Social Security and 1.45% for Medicare tax from that column. That happens to be the exact same numbers that were in the employee side. And then you'll add together all of the earnings for that employee, which are less than reaching that $7,000 max. You've already done kind of the work here in the case of Pearl, because she only had $100 left because she was almost at $7,000 to be taxable or to be taxed upon. You'll add together all of your FUTA earnings, and that is where you'll get the federal tax unemployment amount, the 0.8%, and the state unemployment tax amount, the 5.4%, and then you'll add that column up also. Then it's time to journalize. You'll do this in your general journal. The payroll tax expense is going to be the total of all 4 employer taxes. That's going to be a debit to the expense, and then you're going to credit each of the tax payables from this column. Then you do the same thing for the end of the month payroll, which is columns 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then the journalizing for, after you figure all of those out, is the second half of this general journal. So that takes you through app number 2. Then we're going to skip app 3. We're not going to worry about the tax forms, and we're going to come to app 4. For app 4, you are journalizing the same as we did in the Working Together 4. You'll be journalizing the employee income tax payable, in which you will take the Social Security amounts times 2. In the little calculations they show Social Security as being 12.4, which is doubling the 6.2, and Medicare being 2.8, which is doubling the, or 2.9, excuse me, which is doubling the 1.8. So when you get to the point of journalizing your cash payments journal, the final step, when you pay your taxes, remember you need to double Social Security and Medicare when you pay them. You'll have 1 credit for cash and 3 debits for the 3 tax payables, and then journalizing the Fed and state unemployment taxes when you pay them is easy because it's just a cash credit and a general debit to the payable for both federal and state. So what we've decided to do is, for this week, your homework will be the study guide and the applications. The keys are in Schoology, so you can check your work, and then we will meet again on Thursday for a Zoom session to explain the mastery. We're looking at the Chapter 13 test being open to you next week, Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll Zoom on Tuesday to do test review. Thanks, everyone.